Study guide review for the final exam. First example, we need to find the volume of the oil candle globe made of hand-blown glass. Well, the formula is, since we have a globe, it's the same thing as a sphere. 4/3 pi times r, or your radius, cubed. Now, since we're given the diameter, we must find the radius. And we know that the radius is half the diameter. So just divide 23.2 by 2, and that will give us 11.6, I believe. So our radius is 11.6. So we just plug everything in to our formula, and pi we'll use 3.14, and the radius is cubed. So let me switch to my calculator and plug all this in. So 11.6 cubed times 3.14 times 4, and then don't forget, divide by 3. And when we round this to the tens place, that 9 actually turns to 0, and the 4 turns into a 5. So our final volume is 6,535 cubic centimeters. Next question, how long is a diagonal brace on a rectangular gate? Well, we have a right triangle, so we can use the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equal to c squared, where a squared and b squared are the sides or the legs, and c squared is the hypotenuse of the diagonal we're looking for. So let's plug in. A is 9.5 squared, b is 3.5, and we're squaring it, and that's equal to c squared. Now, according to order of operations, you do the exponents first before adding. So let me switch to my calculator. 9.5 squared plus 3.5 squared. And then we need to take the square root of that to find the actual diagonal. So the square root of 102.5 is this answer, 10.12. And per the directions, round your answer or your diagonal to the nearest tenth place. So 10.1 feet is the correct answer. Question 3, change the decimal to a percent. Simply move your decimal 2 places to the right. So our final answer is 980%. Question 4, 2 parts. Describe the kind of weather the boots would be worn in. Choose the correct answer below. And part B, convert your temperatures from Celsius to Fahrenheit. The formula we'll be using is F equal to 1.8 times Celsius plus 32 degrees. So let's first of all convert 21 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. Multiply 1.8 times 21 first. And then add 32 degrees. So to the tenths place, that will be about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Do the same thing to convert 6 degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit. Use the same formula. And in place of C, plug in 6. And again, multiply first before you add. So 1.8 times 6 plus 32 degrees. And that would be about 43 degrees roughly. So now we can answer part A. Um, Not very cold. It's ranging from pleasant weather to above freezing, but not too hot. And then we've already answered part B. Number 5, write the percent as a fraction or a mixed number in lowest terms. The word percent literally means per hundred. So you put 0.9 over 100. Change zero point 0.9 into just a whole number. So move the top decimal one place to the right. And whatever you do to the top decimal, you do the same thing to the denominator decimal. So scoot it over one place to the right. And adding an extra 0 in that empty space, our final answer is 9 over 1,000. Next batch of questions. A vacuum is priced at $364 with an allowed trade-in of $130 on an old unit. If sales tax of 4.75% is charged on the price of the new vacuum unit before the trade-in, find the total cost to the customer after receiving the trade-in. First up, 4.75 is the same thing as 4.75%. And any rate, you have to change to a decimal by moving the decimal 2 places to the left. So we'll be using 0.0475 in our calculations. Now, like you go to the store, the sales tax is multiplied to the price of your purchase. So we'll multiply the sales tax rate by 364. And that gives us $17.29 sales tax. Now you're going to add that to the 364. And so far we have $381.29. Now what we do with the trade-in is subtract it from this amount. So when you subtract 130 from our total, you get $251.29. Question 7. Make an approximate conversion from metric to English. And we're converting 74 meters to feet. If 1 meter is equal to 3.28 feet, then we're trying to find 74 times the amount. So just multiply 3.28 by 74. And we get 242.72, but we have to round to the tenths place, so 242.7 feet is correct. Question 8. The circle graph shows how Americans spend their time in a typical day. Americans spend how much time on educational, civic activities compared to eating and drinking? And the answer is actually wrong for this question. Educational, civic activities, that would be 48 minutes. And eating and drinking is 1 hour, 19 minutes. An hour is 60 minutes plus 19 additional minutes. So the correct denominator is actually 79. Question 9. For the following set of annual salaries, find the mean. All you do is add all of these amounts together and then divide by 7. So when you do the calculations on your own, you should get a mean or average of $23,400. Question 10. Find the area and circumference, excuse me, I got that backwards. Find the circumference and the area of the circle. Use 3.14 as the approximate value for pi. If you're given the diameter, the circumference, you actually have two formulas to pick from. But since we're given the diameter, we can use C equal to pi times your diameter. And just plug in 3.14, and our diameter is 4.8. So 3.14 times 4.8. And let's see what our answer should be rounded to the 10th place. So that would be 15.1. And the circumference is the distance or perimeter around a circle. So we would just need centimeters. Next, find the area. And we only have one formula, basic formula to find the area for a circle. And that is A equal to pi r squared. The one thing we're missing, we need to find is the radius. So to find the radius, you just take the diameter and divide it by 2. So our radius is 3 point, excuse me, I'm sorry. The radius is 2.4. So we'll plug that into our area formula. And let me switch to my calculator. 2.4 squared times 3.14. And again, to the tenths place, that would be 18.1. And area is in terms of square units, in this case, square centimeters. Question 11. Given a comparison line graph that shows the sales and profits of Tacos to Go for each of 4 years. Find the profit in 1999. So the profit in 1999 is right here, and that's at $10,000. Question 12, I'll just walk you or talk you through this one. Find the perimeter of the figure. You don't worry about the height, you're worried about the outside sides. So you just take 3 plus zero point 0.5 plus 0.93 plus 1.97. And when you add all of those amounts together, even though my decimal points are misaligned, you'll get 6.4 kilometers for the perimeter. Question 13. A 70% off sale begins today at Wanda's Women's Wear. What is the sale price of women's wool coats, normally priced at $230? Again, picture yourself going to the store and you see something 70% off. Just like we did with sales tax, you change your percent into a decimal. So 70%, you move the decimal 2 places to the left, and we're multiplying 230 by 0.7. So $161 is actually the amount of discount. To find the sale price, you take $161 and subtract it from 230. So what you will pay is $69 before sales tax. Question 14. This bar graph shows the top 6 reasons in percents why people say they ride a bus. Use the graph to answer the questions. First question, what is the least popular reason why people say they ride a bus? That's pretty easy. According to the bar graph, it is F, um, save time, which is choice C here. What percentage gave this reason? Look down here, and you got your answer right away, 50%. Number 15, the Toy Train Collectors Club used the ages of its membership to construct this histogram. And a histogram, by definition, is the bars have spaces between them, they don't touch. Which age group has the greatest number of members? And how many members are in the age group? According to our histogram, the highest bar is right here, the 34 to 42 age group. Second question, how many members are in the age group? You can easily see that that is 16,000 members. Number 16, a metric problem. Convert the measurement 81 liters to milliliters. Given the fact that 1,000 milliliters equal 1 liter, we're trying to find 81 times as much liters. So we just multiply 1,000 by 81 and we get 81,000 for our number of milliliters. Number 17 is another conversion problem. This one with English or American or customary units. 14 and a half tons is equal to how many pounds? Well, we know 2,000 pounds make up 1 ton. Again, you have to multiply here because you're trying to figure out 14 and a half times the amount. Now, to make it easier on you, Change the 14.5 to 14.5. And we get our answer 29,000 pounds. Question 18. Below is a list of, for the number of calories in certain fast food items, find the median. First, arrange your numbers either in order from smallest to largest or largest to smallest. I'm doing small to large, so bear with me while I write down the numbers in that order. Okay, and then the last few. 622 to end. Now, what you do at this point is take away a number from each end. So we'll take away numbers from both ends. Now, if you left one number in the middle, then that's your true median. If you're left with two numbers in the middle, then you have to take the average. And taking the averages is simply adding them together and dividing them by 2. So let's do that here on our calculator. And then divide by 2. So 514 is our true median. Next question, we're given an irregularly shaped figure or composite figure, and we need to find the total area of the figure. Well, it looks like our composite figure is made up of two squares and a parallelogram. To find the area for a square is just simply the given side times itself, or in this case, 88 squared. So 88 squared is 7,744. And that's actually the area for the top and the bottom part. Now the middle shape is a parallelogram, and this area formula is just base times height, where the base is 88 and the height is 83. So let's find that area. And that is 7,304. Now, to find the total area, just add all three areas together. So the grand total or total area is 22,712 square feet. For your final exam, make sure you have all of your necessary formulas out so you won't waste time looking for them. Last question, simple interest. We need to find the amount of simple interest given this information. The formula we'll be using is I equal to PRT, in which P is the principal, or 19,000. R is the rate, 5.5%. Let's change, first of all, that 1/2 to 0.5. And then let's scoot the decimal point 2 places to the left to change it to a decimal. And then the time in years is 5.14, but let's use 0.25 instead of 1/4. So let's plug everything into our calculator. And there's our answer to the nearest cent, $5,486.25.